Hey everyone, how are you? I hope that you are well. Welcome back to another little chitty chatty video today. So it's been a couple of weeks since my last video up on my channel, and I realized and thought, oh my goodness, I actually need to record something. So this video is probably going to be a little bit more chitty chatty than usual, though I think that's fine. I do have a finished object which I am so in love with, but I just wanted to hop on mostly as a little check-in to see how everybody's going. So how are you? Are you doing okay? I hope that wherever you are in the world, things are slowly starting to return to some sort of normality. Here in Australia, we are, starting to see some normal, which is amazing and so needed. It's been a really, really difficult season, and I think that as we are still navigating, we're still navigating the virus, and I think that it's going to be something that we just navigate for the foreseeable future. But man, it's been pretty crazy. I don't know about you, but I've kind of had a little bit of a moment over the last couple of weeks, and I've really just been tired. You guys know that I have pretty much worked solidly right through lockdown, which I am so grateful for, because if you are busy, then you don't have as much time to be focused on what's actually going on. And I have stopped watching the news. I had stopped watching the news reasonably early on into lockdown. I'd spoken about that, I think, before on one of my other videos. But so I would search out the latest news around lockdown and the virus and whatever. But I really haven't spent a lot of time on the news, on social media, looking at the news. Mostly just because it would otherwise do your head in. And I think that for someone who is already anxious or an anxious person, it just would not be good for my mental health. So I worked right way through lockdown. Nothing has changed for us. As far as work, it's still really busy, and I'm thankful for that. Our boys are back at school, which is awesome, and they're really enjoying that again, and I think that that's been a real blessing. Don't get me wrong, I really have enjoyed the slow of the family routine. There's something that's really given my heart such peace during this time of uncertain and unsettled. I've really enjoyed the slow of the family unit. I feel like because my work kind of upped the ante and we were go, and still are to a certain extent. However, we are starting to see some family members be able to come in and visit with residents, so that is super awesome. It certainly makes for, lots of happier residents, and it takes off some of the pressure that I feel as well to make sure that I am caring for well-being, of course. And so, that's been really good. But I think to be able to have had this time of reset at home, it's been really, really good. I think that's the only way that I've been able to navigate this season, is just knowing that my boys were safe at home. My husband and I, we were going nowhere outside of going to work, and He would generally do the shopping run for me, so I really wasn't having to go anywhere, and my boys were safe and my family was safe. And so that for me just provided such a huge amount of heart peace, which then allowed me to go out into the community and do my job really well and be able to focus on that, because I knew that my boys were all right. But now that we're starting to see some things come back into normal and we're starting to see some sort of normality, I feel like I've kind of hit a bit of a wall. I don't know about anyone else, but I really have struggled. I've been a little bit on struggle street. Just the overwhelm, I think, has started to come back, and yeah, I've really had to check myself. I've really had to be mindful of really taking time and really honoring what my body is needing at the moment. And I came home from work the other night and I really felt unwell. Like, I felt bad. I felt my chest and my throat was all like phlegmy, and I just thought, oh, I'm just exhausted. Like, I've literally just hit that wall of, I've run on automatic pilot for the last, 10 weeks or whatever, when we've been in real, stage 1 lockdown. We're not going anywhere. And I've kind of just hit that wall. And so I really had to regroup a little bit over the last, few days, week, and really honor where my body needs to be and rest when it needs to rest. And so I've really been looking at my own self-care, and I think for me that's why I wanted to make this video today, because I really wanted to encourage us and to encourage each other to actually put our self-care on the map. Like, we have navigated a super crazy season, one that we've never had to navigate before, and I'm really hopeful and prayerful that we do not have to navigate this season again. I suppose time will tell over the next few weeks as we start to reduce restrictions and things are starting to come back and services are starting to resume, what that will look like as far as whether we have a spike in numbers or not. But I really want to encourage you, like, if you need to take a moment, if you need to take a red hot minute and go, okay, I need to just check myself, I need to just take a minute to exhale and to put my mental health or my self-care or whatever first, I am all about it. And I think that you need to do that, because I've really had to do that for myself these past few days, even just, couple of weeks. It's been one of those exhale moments where I've gone, okay, like, I've literally run full pelt for the last 10 weeks, keeping it all together, making sure that I'm taking care of my family, of course, and my job, and, it's been really, really full on. And so I just had to exhale a little bit, and I just really lost my crojo. I've watched so many videos over the last couple of days who we all seem to be in that spot where we're just almost got to find our feet again and sort of readjust to the new normal, because as we start to come out of lockdown and we start to re-enter community, we have to readjust ourselves to be able to do that, I think, because we've really isolated and we've battened down the hatches, and I'm all about it. I really have loved the season of slow and the season of not having to do church on a Sunday or stuff on the weekends, really just embracing the slow and the sacred moment of grace, when you just don't have to do all of the things. And so as we've started to re-enter things, I've been really reminded of, you got to check yourself here, what things are really important to you. How am I actually taking care of myself? What am I doing for self-care? And making that a priority and being unapologetic about that, because we can't care for other people or look after our families or do our jobs at 100% if we are not making sure that we are taking care of ourselves. And it is not a selfish thing to make sure that your self-care is actually at the top end of your priorities. As busy mums and wives and women in community, we are running on full pelt normally. And I feel like we kind of got to take our pedal off the gas a little bit and idle a little bit. And it's been really, really nice. And so as we start to hit that accelerator pedal again, it's been a really nice time for me to actually look and go, these are the things that I want to continue to do. These are the things that I don't want to do. And actually put myself up there as a priority. And so one of the big reasons for me wanting to hit that record button today was to encourage you guys to do the same and to really look inside yourself and work out what makes your spark, what brings you joy, and do that. And so I have really only worked on one project, and I'm so in love with this project. I think I've done it, I think it's taken me less than a week, and I literally it's just brought my heart so much joy. And I know that I've spoken about this in previous videos where I've talked through the process of why I love to crochet, how it brings my heart joy, and how I've really needed it. These last 10 weeks, I've really needed it. I've needed the safety of it. I've needed the continuity of it. I've needed the rhythm, the slow, calming rhythm of it so much. And so one of my beautiful residents at work, she is expecting 3 great grandbabies this year. And there is something to be celebrated in that, friends. There is something to be celebrated in that. And so I wanted to do something, I wanted to make something for these great grandbabies. And so I looked online and I found this beautiful pattern. I haven't weaved in the ends in the sleeves, but everywhere else I have. And I just sewed the buttons on. So this cute little jacket, I mean, can you even? The cuteness of the little ruffly bits at the back. I mean, friends. So this has been made out of the DK weight yarn that I got in my Crochet Society bumper box. So I'm not doing a Crochet Society unboxing on that box, mostly because I'm pretty sure it's all over the internet. But basically we got a bumper box this month. It might have been last month. I think it was last month. And then with all the delays and stuff because of postage, it took not super long, but yeah, I think maybe 12 or 14 days. Anyway, and we got 8 skeins, 800 gram balls of this, of DK weight yarn. And so a lot of people have made blankets, and there's been lots of projects that you've got eight balls of yarn, you can make a lot of things. But I thought I'm going to actually make some cardigans because my resident is expecting 2 little girl babies within a couple of weeks of each other in September. So I wanted to make her this gorgeous little darling cardigan. And it's just divine. It just literally makes my heart sing. So I did follow a pattern loosely, but then I've kind of just done my own thing. And so that's the thing that I love about crochet. And, as you start to sort of find your groove with things, you just get into it and you just kind of go. And so that's my only finished object, and it has brought me so much joy. So much joy. So like I said, I've got to make her another baby cardigan like that, and I've chosen my colors, and I will show you that as well. But I've also just started, literally just started this afternoon, another like V-neck raglan little cardigan in a newborn size, because one of the nurses at my work, she has left to have a baby. Her little man is due, I think, in about 4 weeks. So we're kind of all putting in, there's a basket in the tea room where we're all just like kind of putting in our stuff to add to it. So I'm going to add a little cardigan, which is beautiful. So I'm using the same yarn. It's this DK weight that we got in the Crochet Society box, and it's a cream color, and it's so beautiful. It's like a real, not a cream color. It's like a light caramel color, and I'm going to do the ribbing in a sagey green color. Really, really beautiful. And I've got these chocolate brown buttons, super cute. So I'm gonna get going on that, and I will definitely show you my progress as I get going, and you know, hopefully I'll have that done in no time as well, because newborn cardigans tend to work up super fast because they're only little. But it's just brought me so much joy. And, you know, new babies should be celebrated anyway, but like in this season of, you know, so much heaviness, man, we've got to look for the joy. And when we find it, we've got to run after it with everything we've got. And so, you know, I want to encourage you, whatever you are working on, you know, work on things that bring you joy, bring your heart joy. And be unapologetic about it. You know, like today, like I said, I finished off my cardigan, I put the buttons on, I sewed the buttons on, and then I've given it a little wash and an iron, and I'll take it into work tomorrow and show her, and I know she's going to just love it, because I've loved every single stitch of working on it, and it's just brought my heart joy. And I've really needed it. I've really, really needed the project that brings me joy. And so I'm also so excited to be working on this next cardigan for, you know, this beautiful little boy that's going to be born into the world in a few weeks. And I just can't get enough of it. I just cannot get enough of it. And, yeah, so I just wanted to get on here and encourage you guys, because that's what I love to do about my channel. It's so much more than just sharing what I'm working on as far as crochet and a little splash of sock knitting. It's about encouraging us to, you know, look for the joy and find it, and keep going, you know, keep going, because we are in this season of, craziness. You know, but I just find so much joy and peace in slowly starting to see some normality. Like I said, our nail salons have reopened, and so yay, that's so awesome. So I've got some beautiful fresh nails today. And you know, I'm unapologetic about that stuff now, because that's what brings me joy. That's what brings my heart joy, and you know, we need that in this time. And so I just wanted to get on and encourage today, what does self-care look like? You know, so yes, my nails done, that's one of the big things, but also moving my body every day really is so important for my self-care, because it helps me to keep my pain levels under control. It helps to keep my muscles less cranky and less, you know, like trigger points that really cause me pain. And so part of my self-care is actually going for a 2K walk every day. It's not that far, it's, you know, 25 minutes or whatever, but I am so deliberate in doing it, because not only does it help me to, help with my pain levels, but it makes me feel good. You know, it helps me with my weight loss that I'm still plugging away at. But yeah, so I hope that you are doing really well as well. And please spend time over the next few days reevaluating what self-care looks like for you, and be unapologetic about what you need to do to make yourself a priority and to follow through with your own self-care so that you can be the best version of yourself. So until next time, be blessed, happy making, and I'll talk to you again really soon.